I feel like I'm a better fighter now, more improved, more conditioned, and ready to just be an even better version.
Because Daniel from UK. Listen, this is ring. For me, it's people. It's just a show.
I think so. I believe it's going to be totally different. If the people thinking that's going to be the same thing, then they're in for a shock, a surprise.
Daniel Dubois and Oleksandr Usyk are set to meet in the ring for a second time in a highly anticipated showdown that promises to deliver the ultimate clash. However, Daniel Dubois reflected on his first fight with Oleksandr Usyk, describing it as a valuable learning experience. He spoke about everything that happened during the training camp and in the ring, saying it all contributed to his growth. Dubois acknowledged that the loss taught him important lessons and helped shape his journey forward. Since that bout, he believes he has rebuilt himself both mentally and physically, becoming even stronger than before.
I just look at it like an experience for me, just the training camp beforehand, and everything that went down in the fight. It's just an experience for me, learning from it, and you guys seen what I've done since then, so I feel like I've rebuilt myself to be even stronger than I was.
Dubois further expressed his warrior mindset, saying he was raised to fight from a young age. He credited his father for training him since he was about 7, instilling the toughness and discipline that now define him. Dubois described himself as a true fighter at heart, confident that he has what it takes to compete with the best. With his upcoming performance, he said he aims to make a powerful statement and prove himself once again.
Yeah, facing the best guys out there. I think I'm a warrior at heart. I'm a warrior through and through. My dad raised me and trained me from the age of about 7. So, it's in me. I've got the goods, and we've just been hungry to prove a point and make a statement with this one.
Moreover, David Haye said the rematch between Daniel Dubois and Oleksandr Usyk is a great fight, but very different from their first meeting. He believed Dubois was not fully ready back then, either physically or emotionally, and doubted he had what it took to beat someone like Anthony Joshua. However, Dubois shocked him with how he handled Joshua, showing aggression and confidence that Haye had not expected. He said that the version of Dubois, the one who fights without hesitation, is dangerous and must show up again.
I think it's a great fight. I think the first fight, Daniel wasn't quite where he needed to be, physically, emotionally, and obviously, but off the strength, I didn't think he'd have what it took to beat Anthony Joshua, but he really made that happen and did it in emphatic style. And I was shocked. I didn't realise he had that in his arsenal to come out. Obviously the loss against Joe Joyce and then Usyk. I thought, okay, against AJ, he's not really got much chance, but he shocked everybody. And that version of Dubois, that relentless, the one where he doesn't care what's coming at him, he's throwing it back.
Haye warned that Dubois cannot try to outbox Usyk from a distance like he did in their first fight. Instead, he said Dubois needs to apply smart pressure, similar to what Derek Chisora did, and force Usyk into a fight. Haye pointed out that Usyk has had a long and demanding career, from amateur tournaments to undisputed titles in 2 weight classes, and back-to-back fights against top names like Joshua and Fury. Although Usyk still looks sharp, Haye believes the physical toll could finally start showing, and Dubois' youth and momentum might be enough to take advantage of that.
What he doesn't want to do is what he did in the first fight, and that's have a long-range boxing match and try and get too technical. He's got to do what Derek Chisora did when he fought Usyk, apply educated pressure and understand that Usyk is in the twilight of his career. He's had many international amateur fights, Olympics, World Championships, cruiserweight undisputed, heavyweight undisputed, not just undisputed. He's fought AJ twice, Tyson Fury twice, and although those fights weren't life and death, think about the training camps it took for those fights in the close succession. There's a lot of wear and tear. It's not evident from his last performances, but at some stage, I can tell you it creeps up on you. And is this going to be that night? Is Daniel Dubois' youth and experience and mindset and momentum going to be enough to beat someone who is technically superior to him, but physically insuperior?
However, Daniel Dubois expressed full confidence ahead of the rematch, saying this time will be completely different and he is going to win. He called it the biggest fight in the world and believes all eyes will be on him as he looks to rewrite history. Dubois said he is living his father's dream by becoming a world champion and described himself as being on fire, filled with belief and in a mindset where he cannot be denied.
This time around, it's going to be totally different. I'm gonna win for a start, and you know, we're going to just change history. It's going to be, all eyes are going to be on this. This is the biggest fight in the world, and I'm so, you know, confident, and so happy. I can't, you know, I'm living my dad's dream of, you know, me being a world champion right now, and I'm on fire. I can't be denied right now.
Furthermore, Daniel Dubois said Oleksandr Usyk will be facing a completely different version of him in the rematch. He promised that Usyk will be in a real fight this time, emphasizing that he has grown stronger and tougher after overcoming past mental challenges. Dubois described himself as a true fighter now and warned that Usyk, at 38 years old, will definitely feel the pressure and intensity when they meet in the ring.
Massively different. He's going to be in a real fight. You know, that's all I can say. I'm a real fighter right now. I've gone through whatever mental challenges I've had to face, but I'm a different fighter right now. He's going to be in a real fight, and he's going to know about it. Yeah. He's 38 years old. He's going to know about it, for sure.
On the other hand, David Haye further said that the outcome of the rematch is hard to predict and will only become clear on the night. While he admitted it is difficult to bet against Oleksandr Usyk, he also noted that Daniel Dubois has several advantages going into the fight. Haye pointed out that Dubois is young, fresh, riding a wave of momentum, and fighting on home soil with the full support of Britain behind him. Still, he questioned how anyone can bet against Usyk, a fighter who has never tasted defeat and always finds a way to win, making it nearly impossible to count him out.
I think there's a only we'll find out on the night. We'll find out. It's unsure. It's hard to bet against Usyk, but if anyone has a shot, it's someone young, fresh, with momentum, and believes it, and on their home turf. All of the benefits are with Dubois on this one, and the whole of Britain's going to be behind him. But Usyk, you know, how do you bet against someone who doesn't know what it's like to lose, hasn't tasted defeat, and has always found a way to win? No, it's near impossible to bet against him.
Daniel Dubois lastly said that although Oleksandr Usyk has looked young in every fight, it only takes one night for a fighter to suddenly grow old. He repeated his bombs away mentality for the rematch, promising to bring focused, smart, and destructive pressure. Dubois described his style as dangerous and said he is eager to unleash it on Usyk, making it clear he cannot wait to get in the ring and show what he is capable of this time.
Focus, you know, clever, smart, but, you know, a dangerous destruction. That's my style, and I can't wait to put it on him. I just can't wait, really. Yeah.
Moreover, Adam Smith noted that growing support for Daniel Dubois is making the rematch with Oleksandr Usyk feel far more competitive than expected. He said Dubois' recent wins over Jarrell Miller, Filip Hrgovic, and Anthony Joshua, especially at Wembley in front of 96,000 fans, have boosted public confidence in him. While many initially expected a repeat of Usyk's dominant performance in Poland, Dubois now enters the fight in the best form of his career. Smith admitted he would have preferred Dubois to fight earlier in the year as planned, suggesting that his lack of recent ring time could be a disadvantage against someone as sharp as Usyk.
It's interesting. More and more people I'm talking to fancy Daniel Dubois. I think when the fight was first announced, most thought Usyk would just repeat the feat that he did in Poland. Obviously, Dubois got momentum with those wins over Miller and Hrgovic, and of course AJ at Wembley, where people were worried whether he'd freeze, and in front of 96,000 he dismantled Joshua, so he could be in no better form. I would have liked him to have fought in February when he was going to fight Joseph Parker. I think that lack of ring time might be problematic.
Smith said that while he does not expect Usyk to show signs of decline, Dubois' power makes him dangerous, especially in the early rounds. He pointed out that Usyk is still likely the superior boxer over 12 rounds, but the gap between them has narrowed due to Dubois' growth and Usyk's age. He emphasized that Dubois should avoid trying to outbox Usyk and instead focus on body attacks, especially since the controversial body shot from their first fight gave him the belief that he could hurt the Ukrainian. That moment, Smith said, has added real intrigue to the rematch.
I just wonder if Usyk will be slightly too clever still. I don't know. Look, the gap has definitely closed. Usyk is getting older. Dubois is getting better. There's no way that he can outbox Oleksandr Usyk round after round, but can he punch through him? There's a possibility, and that's where the jeopardy is. And of course, he'll have the home crowd. He's got nothing to lose. I think people expect Usyk as this sort of unbeatable force, but the legs will go at some stage, and that low blow, whether it was, whether it wasn't, is long gone now, but it will give Dubois confidence that he can work the Usyk body, and if he can get to him, he can hurt him, and then it'll be very, very interesting.
Smith believes Usyk will take his usual approach, using technical skills to break down his opponent round by round. He praised Usyk's ability to handle rematches, pointing to strong showings against both Anthony Joshua and Tyson Fury. With elite footwork, sharp punching, and a difficult southpaw style, Usyk remains a tricky opponent. Smith said that while Usyk won't fear Dubois' power, he will be more cautious, aware of how much Dubois has improved under trainer Don Charles.
I think he does what he always does, which is technically work out the opponent in front of him. He's very, very good in rematches. Look what he did with Joshua, look what he did with Fury. I think that Usyk will go about his business in exactly the way he always has. He's got fantastic feet. He's got wonderful hands. That southpaw style is always going to be difficult. I don't think he'll be worried in any way about the power that Dubois possesses. He's been in with other big heavyweights who've got that power. I think what he will be slightly concerned about, or certainly more aware of, is the form that Dubois is in, and the fact that Don Charles has got into Dubois mentally now. He's a stronger man, Daniel Dubois, which means he's a more dangerous fighter.
In closing, Smith said Dubois is now a better and more dangerous fighter than ever, and if he were facing anyone else, he might be the clear favorite. However, Usyk's skill, experience, and ability to close fights, especially seen in the later rounds of his second fight with Fury, keep him a step ahead. Smith warned that if Usyk figures Dubois out early, it could be a tough night for the Brit, but if Dubois lands clean and hurts him, the outcome could swing dramatically.
And I think if it was anyone other than Usyk facing him on July the 19th, I would think that Daniel Dubois would probably clean up, but Usyk is just that bit special. And look, he can't go on forever, Usyk, but I see no sign of decline. And if you look at the last 3 or 4 rounds in the Tyson Fury second fight, Usyk was just getting better and better. So if he works him out quickly, Dubois is in a lot of trouble. But if Dubois can hurt him, who knows?
Johnny Nelson said that Oleksandr Usyk has proven time and again that rematches play to his strengths, as he learns quickly and adapts with precision. He acknowledged that Daniel Dubois is now a different fighter, with greater self-belief and stronger trust in his team. Nelson compared Dubois' mindset in their first meeting to that of a beginner still learning the game, but noted that his growth and confidence is clear. However, he warned that Usyk's high ring IQ and ability to study his opponents make him even more dangerous in a second fight.
Has proven time and time again, if he's boxed you once, he actually finds it easier the second time. And the difference between this fight and their last fight is Daniel is now believe in himself, and the success has made him more confident, have more self-belief, have more faith in what he's capable of doing. I think he was like a learned driver the first time we boxed. But the problem is with Usyk, if you fight Usyk once, he's very good at downloading the blueprint of who you are.
Nelson added that the rematch has caught the attention of fans, but he sees Usyk potentially winning by stoppage, not from a single shot, but through sustained, intelligent pressure. He credited Dubois for his performance against Anthony Joshua, saying he rose to the moment, but emphasized that facing Usyk will be a different challenge. While Dubois is physically stronger, Nelson pointed out that Usyk has consistently handled bigger, stronger opponents and always found a way to win.
It's a fight that catches your attention, but I do believe that Usyk could possibly stop Daniel, and it won't be one shot. It'll be an accumulation of consistent, like subtle pressure on Daniel. But Daniel, again, we see how he goes. We see how he goes on, and I bet against Daniel against AJ, but then AJ didn't turn up. Daniel did. Yeah. And Daniel got the job done. So I don't think that's going to be the case here. You've got 2 fights that are going to turn up, so it's going to be skill against skill. Daniel is naturally the stronger of the 2, but I suppose a lot of people, Usyk's been with, have been bigger and stronger than him, but he's managed to negate his way around what advantages they have.
Finally, Nelson said both fighters now fully understand each other's strengths, which raises the level of this rematch. He praised Usyk for his composure under pressure and his ability to shift momentum even when behind. Though Dubois has grown and learned since their first encounter, Nelson believes Usyk's experience and mental sharpness will make the difference. He predicted that Usyk would win inside the distance, using his skill and ring intelligence to break Dubois down.
So Dubois knows what Usyk's about, and Usyk knows what Dubois is about. Usyk showed that he can think in most situations and change the direction of a fight mid-fight. He's proved that. He proved that when he got when he went down in the last fight, he knew how to milk the situation. He knew how to play the game, find himself a little time to re-establish himself, and still come back and beat Daniel up. So for Daniel, he now knows that, you know what, I've got to stick to the task in hand. Don't be broken-hearted by this guy's persistence, because he'll keep coming as long as he possibly can. He's an honest pro. So knowledge is power. So yes, they're both not getting an instant rematch. You think, well, look at what they did after that. Look at what Usyk also did after that. Look at what Daniel did. So Daniel's had a confidence builder, but so has Usyk. So Daniel knows what Usyk's about, but so does Usyk. So both fighters have benefited from the opportunity to box elsewhere and others. So again, I think Usyk stops Daniel inside the distance. But you know what? Trying to rack the bit, but you're asking me a question, I'm going to say exactly how it is, how I think it is.
Gareth A. Davies said Daniel Dubois is more dangerous than ever and might be the hardest puncher in the heavyweight division. After recently training with him, Davies was struck by Dubois' openness and visible happiness, which he believes makes him even more of a threat. He noted that although Oleksandr Usyk stopped Dubois in their first fight, including a controversial body shot in the 5th round, Usyk has since turned 38, and several factors now point to Dubois being a far more serious challenge in the rematch.
Yes, Daniel Dubois is more dangerous than he was. Yes, he's probably the most dangerous puncher in the heavyweight division. I went into camp with him recently up on the farm, and I was very impressed with him when I sat down. He's more open than I've ever known him before. Happier, a very happy fighter, and if he's happy, he's dangerous. I think Usyk, as you say, was 31 in January. 38 in January. 38. He'd be happy to be 31. 38 in January. So you ride all the factors at the moment, disregarding what happened in the first fight, that Usyk dominated on points, obviously, and stopped Daniel. I think it was in the 9th, wasn't it? Yeah. Having been felled by what I consider to be a borderline low blow as well in the 5th round.
Davies added that Dubois is likely to come out aggressively, especially in the early rounds, and could be a real danger within the first 5. He credited Dubois' maturity and praised trainer Don Charles for having a strong impact on his mindset and approach. Davies also highlighted Dubois' solid promotional work and his impressive win over Anthony Joshua as signs of his growth. He warned that if Usyk shows any signs of slowing down, he could be hurt or even dropped early. While he admitted a points win for Dubois is unlikely, he said anything can happen, especially since Usyk has a history of surviving tough moments.
There are many factors which would indicate that Dubois will be dangerous early in this fight. He will go for it, there's no doubt about it. As I say, I was very impressed being around him. Don Charles is great for him. There's a maturity about Daniel Dubois we've not seen before. He carried the promotion brilliantly against Anthony Joshua last September and delivered on the night in droves. I think he's dangerous early in this fight. He's dangerous for 5 rounds again. If Usyk ages overnight, he could get beaten up in the fight. You can't rule anything out in this fight. He could drop Usyk early, but Usyk refuses to give up, and Dubois wins on points. You don't know what's going to happen. It's not the most likely outcome, Dubois winning on points.
In closing, Davies said he still favors Usyk to win if he maintains the high level of skill, discipline, and control he has shown throughout his career. He praised Usyk's undefeated record across 2 divisions and ranked him among the all-time greats in heavyweight history. With Olympic gold and a long list of major wins, Usyk remains a top pound-for-pound fighter, but Davies repeated that Dubois' power will make him especially dangerous in the opening rounds.
But I think Usyk still wins this. if he's on the kind of form and the kind of skill level and ring generalship that he's shown so far in his career. Obviously undefeated as a cruiserweight, undefeated as a heavyweight, top 10 pound for pound pantheon in my view in the heavyweight division of all time. I think he's produced incredible results since winning Olympic gold as well. But I think Dubois will be dangerous for 5 rounds. That's my reading of it.
Sonny Edwards said that while he greatly admires Oleksandr Usyk, his personal connection to Daniel Dubois adds a different perspective. Having known Dubois since childhood and shared fight cards with him, Edwards feels a sense of loyalty. He explained that Usyk, despite being a longtime favorite of his, always seemed distant due to his elite international career. Edwards believes Dubois had a real chance to win their first fight, especially if it had been held in the UK. He argued that the body shot which dropped Usyk appeared legal, landing just below the belly button, and noted how long it took Usyk to recover, proving Dubois' power is genuine.
It's weird because I'm one of those people that, bear in mind, I'm a massive fan of Usyk, a bigger fan of Usyk than I ever have been Dubois. You know what I mean? Dubois was someone that I boxed on the same cards of, someone that I kind of remember from when we was all kids and that, so he's not like star to me, if that makes sense. But Usyk, known from kid, but, you know, always been on the other side of the world or doing the best in the amateurs than the pros. And I kind of think Dubois, in an English ring, would have won the first time. Because that body shot, for me, it wasn't his nuts. And I can't lie, when you get hit in that sort of middle bit under the belly button and above like that, that's not really an illegal shot. I thought the protector, in my opinion, that's just my opinion of how I see things, and I think it was kind of like in a shot where on someone else's groin guard and someone else's shots was a legal shot, and if not very, very borderline in the home corner, in the home fight, he might have won that fight. So he definitely can hurt him because there was no way Usyk was going to get up because he tried. He tried to get up and couldn't and was on the floor for about 5 minutes, then eventually got up.
Edwards further said that although Usyk recovered well and used his experience to stop Dubois, age could now play a bigger role. He pointed out that Dubois is only 28, still developing physically and mentally, while Usyk is approaching 39 and may begin to slow down. Edwards believes Dubois' youth, size, and growing confidence could be key advantages in the rematch. However, he admitted it remains difficult to pick against Usyk, given his exceptional accomplishments, skill, and ability to rise in big moments.
But Usyk, tremendous fighter where he just overcame and readjusted and then sort of punched him to a standstill. So there's still that, but Usyk's getting older. And Dubois getting older, but that's a better thing for Dubois because he's still in that, he's not the oldest, what is it, 28? 28, I would say, a year younger than me. So he's 28, you know what I mean, and 27, 28, and Usyk's now what, 34, 35? Getting on, 36, 37, that's even older. And yeah, eventually those reactions and eventually the size and the maturity and the confidence, he's got a lot of confidence now, but who can pick against Usyk is what I would say, because he's that great.
That's it for today's video, so what are your thoughts on this? Share your thoughts in the comments section and make sure to subscribe and like if you enjoyed the video. Also check out our other videos on the screen right now.